Hi everyone, welcome to my POC on Gen AI on a concept called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. I'll explain you what it is. First of all, let's see the use case. So the use case is based on drug repurposing. Uh, for example, this is very common in life sciences companies. So for example, I can say aspirin. Initially, it was developed or it was invented for as a painkiller, but later it was used for cardiovascular conditions. Now they are also researching on anti-cancer, in the anti-cancer area. So that is what is called as drug repurposing. Instead of you know designing or discovering a drug from scratch, uh, life sciences company sometimes tries to research on the existing drug, which is marked as safe in the market, to see if it can cure some new indications or new diseases, and whether it can be used in a new therapeutic area. So we'll go into the benefits in detail. So I'll first show you what is the um, goal. So this is to identify uh, potential new uses of this existing drug, uh, Tigecycline, um, by feeding some scientific literature or some documentation that is publicly available to our Gen AI model. So how basically this RAG works is, we will have some knowledge or documents. It may be public, or it might be very private for the enterprise, or for a company. So which will convert into vectors using an embedding model, and store it in our own vector database, so that the data is not fully given to any LLM, or to a Gen AI model. So it basically ensures the data security. So when a user questions, what will basically do is, will convert that into a search query on our vector database, and those related matches, or the the results that comes out of the search query will be collected and will be passed to the LLM model with a prompt saying that to summarize and answer the user's question. So the LLM will basically take the search results as its content and try to answer the user's query. If it doesn't find a match in the vector database, or if the LLM doesn't find a perfect match for the user query, basically it will say it doesn't have the relevant information. So it basically it will not hallucinate you if the information is not available, so that we can be sure, like, whatever the answers that we get is real and 100% sure. So this is why right now many enterprises are going towards this RAG based chatbot to get a true value out of it. So let's go into the design. So I have got some published research papers uh, from internet. So it can be sites like PubMed, EMA. there are some agencies, FDA, so which basically publish the documents of a drug um, for the life science companies to be used. So I have fed some documents and vectorized them and stored into a vector DB called Pinecore, which is open source. Uh, so basically, the scientists ask the questions about the new indication of the drug. So the relevant documents or the chunks will be fetched from Pinecone vector database based on the query. And then I have used uh, Amazon Titan LLM to summarize this retrieved information, and this summarized information will be provided back to the users as the output. So why I have used AWS Titan here is because I don't have uh, that kind of memory where I can host an LLM on my machine. So that is why I've used AWS service, Bedrock service, which offers uh, Amazon Titan. This is the very lightest model that is available. So and it is also good in summarizing the text. Uh, so one note here is if you are using this Amazon service, it's a paid service basically, but it is quite cheaper, I would say. So as I told, what are the business benefits is instead of developing a drug from the scratch, if we are repurposing the existing drug, so it will reduce the basically cost and time to market. Uh, an increased success rate is already there in repurposing the drug, and it can generate new revenue streams for the company. So addresses unmet needs, and it will maximize your return of investment for as a company, as a life science company. So these are the advantages. So now let's go into the demo. So yeah, so let's ask some questions to our chatbot. So I have a set of questions already based on the documents which I have fed in. So I'm going to ask, how does Tigecycline inhibits bacterial growth, and what is its primary mechanism of action? Uh, so now, if I ask this query, basically it will go and search for the matches in my vector database, and it will only take those matched chunks to the LLM, and with the prompt, it summarizes and gives us back the answer. So one more thing, I have used Streamlight library, which is a very lightweight library in Python to quickly spin up some UI. So because this is a POC, I don't have a grand UI developed, but it can be exposed as an API and consumed in any kind of UI or a chatbot UI provider. So let's wait for the answer. So we have got the answer. So it says tigecycline, an antibiotic, inhibits protein translation in bacteria by binding blah blah blah. I mean, basically it tries to answer the question. So let's ask a different question. What type of bacteria is tigecycline effective against, particularly in the context of drug resistant strains? So it is saying it's basically effective against a broad spectrum of bacteria. is tigecycline effective against drug resistance bacteria? If so, which one? That's this. It's effective against drug resistant bacteria such as I'm not able to spell this. Methicillin resistant. Sorry, it's a medical term maybe. So yeah, basically it is saying which type of bacteria. Um, what are the current approved indications? Yeah, it's complicated skin and soft tissue infections, right? So basically, tigecycline is for some bacterial infection that is passed through skin to skin, skin to skin um, infection, right? And it also say you can see like you can see section 4.4. So basically, I can give a link to the document which from where it has fetched the um, results. So that when user can basically click on that and go to the particular document, which will be in a private folder. So likewise, we can get we can basically query and get various answers to see if we can basically repurpose this drug into a new therapeutic area, understanding what is the characteristics, what is the clinical study, what are the studies that is conducted, etc. So it is based on the whatever knowledge base that we have uploaded, right? Um, so I have not uploaded all of the documents because this is a POC. Like we can basically upload thousands of documents, research papers uh, on this particular drug or on a whole. I mean, not about particular drug because this is a POC I have developed only for a particular drug, but on a wider manner, you can take one full therapeutic area and upload all the documents of the most common drugs under this therapeutic area, and you can keep asking the questions to know whether it can be repurposed. Um, so let me go back and ask a different question now. So I will ask what areas of research are suggested for future studies on this drug. So it says no relevant information found. So because whatever documentation I have uploaded or have indexed in the vector database doesn't have this information. So it needs more data maybe for this. I need to put on more data, download some research papers where it is talking about repurposing this particular drug to a different therapeutic area. So those kind of studies or information I have to upload so that my GenAI model can answer my queries. So basically, why I wanted to show this negative test cases, only if there is an information in my knowledge base, it will answer the queries. Otherwise, it will say no relevant information found. So by this way, it will not hallucinate us like with wrong information. So quickly, I wanted to show you the code what I have did. So this. Okay, let me go to the top. So basically, I'm converting the PDF as vectors and saving it into the vector database. The first step is to extract the text from the PDF documents. So these are some of the PDFs. Then I'm splitting them into chunks for easy processing and querying because of my system because it's not a large system which I have. Uh, I'm using NLTK for this purpose to make it as chunks. Then I'm using a embedding model from downloading it from Hugging Face, which converts text to vectors. With the very famous one is sentence transformer, where we have this model, which is very compact and effective, yeah, for the natural language processing, and it basically it converts sentence into 384 dimension and save it in our vector space. So then I'm basically creating an index in my PinePhone vector database. So which is called, the index name is called as drug repurposing. So this is the index I'm creating on my free tier AWS account. So once it is created, then the next step is to upload our vectors into this created index. So basically, I'm uploading this uh, uh, text or the chunks uh, into my vector database. Then I'm also kind of testing my vector database with a sample question. So it is basically retrieving me the match, you know, for my questions. So this is basically, this will be then given as input for summarization. Yeah, I'll just pause and I'll just show you the vector database also. So give me a minute. I'm into my vector database. This is my index. You can see here. It allows a storage up to 2 GB free. So if you go into this, you can basically see my text chunks that is being converted into chunks and uploaded as vectors. So let us go back to our code. So this is how initially our database is prepared. Then let's go to our app. So I have used the same embedding model here, and I'm getting the question of the user from our UI Streamlight. Then retrieving the matching snippets from the vector DB. Uh, then I'm initializing Amazon Bedrock. Um, then I'm passing a prompt plus the matching snippets and the user question as the input to the Amazon title model. It's basically it's the lightweight and cost-effective LLM. So it's good for summarization, as I told. Um, then I write back the results to the users in the function. So basically, I'm uh, initializing Bedrock. Then I'm passing a prompt saying that based on the following research snippets, answer the question. If you don't have a matching answer, then you say like no relevant form. So I'm passing those matching snippets, user query into the API of this model, and I'm writing the response back to the screen. So this is the overall code for my RAG-based GenAI POC. So the next step, I'm trying to improve this uh, with some knowledge graph. So there is a concept called knowledge graph. You can design some knowledge graph uh, data input for the GenAI, so which is called as knowledge RAG. So that is one more advanced concept um, that is in the GenAI world now. So which can be an improvement to this POC to take this up to next level. So for now, thank you for watching my POC with patience.